So I used to really struggle with discipline, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I became disciplined from a position where I was extremely undisciplined. I would only work when I felt motivated, and I just didn't enjoy anything I was doing before I changed my mindset completely. Now in this video I'm not going to do any steps. I'm not going to talk about the ones, the twos, the step 3, and this one's more important than everything. I'm just going to speak exactly how I feel through my own actions throughout my own life when I went through a state of being disciplined and being undisciplined, and exactly how I done that. Now, in order for us to talk about discipline, we have to define it first so we're all on the same page of exactly what it is. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It's the ability to take consistent action, not only based on emotion, but based on commitment. While motivation is fleeting, discipline is the system you fall back on when motivation disappears. Now that is the definition that I wrote down for myself on what discipline is. Now I want you to keep that statement in mind while I'm discussing the entire video. So one thing I done was I got myself a journal and I wrote down what my enemy is, who he is, and what he does. My enemy is myself. And what my enemy does, I'm going to share with you some of the things that he does. My enemy wakes up at 7 a.m. every day. He trains in the gym 5 days a week. He trains self-defense minimum twice a week. He works minimum 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. He never stutters ever. He can effortlessly communicate with anybody. He has a great diet. He always looks presentable. He has a great relationship with his loved ones. He posts on social media every single day. He listens to 2 to 3 podcasts a week minimum for educational purposes only. He manages all stress and problems with utter competence. He makes a lot of money every single day, is always authentic plus true to himself, is always improving every single day, and is a true gentleman. Now, that is a reminder for myself of the type of person that I want to be and the type of person that I want to become. Now, although I might not hit every single one of those steps every single day, it pushes me to become better than my enemy, okay? So writing something as small as a imaginary person who you want to become better as gives you an extra edge on doing the things that you need and you know that you should be doing. Because you know in the back of your mind, he would do this. He wouldn't skip this. He would do that extra rep. He would walk that extra kilometer. In fact, he would probably run it. He'd be waking up a bit early. He'd be making sure that he gets the right amount of sleep. He would start talking to this person. He would make this person's day. It just helps you do one extra step every single day. And once you accumulate so many little steps, you will build so much momentum to where it will be easy, to where you will actually become better than your enemy and do things that he wouldn't even do. And that's going to help you along the way. And that's something that has drastically helped me throughout my career, my entrepreneurial career, throughout my entire life. It helps me get things done. The second thing is forgetting absolutely everything that I have ever done. All of my mindsets, all of the beliefs that I've ever had. If you are not disciplined, you are an enemy to yourself. And that's the worst thing. That's the worst enemy you could possibly have. When you're your own enemy, you can never get anything done. You are never truly effective. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to rewire your brain, because your brain can be your own enemy. Your thoughts that you have now can be the exact thing that is preventing you from progressing. If you're somebody who is unmotivated, if you're somebody who's undisciplined, well then the reason why you are unmotivated and undisciplined is because of yourself. It's because the way you have programmed your mind, even if you don't mean to do it, sometimes it's just your environment, most of the time, the things that you've been taught, the way school is, everything, your beliefs, your standards, everything that you negotiate doing and not doing. If you know that you can get that extra rep in, well then your mind probably thinks, well, if I hit failure now, my next set is probably going to be damaged. So I'm not going to hit failure. Well then if you rewire your brain to where you don't think that, and you go through life consistently pushing yourself, being disciplined, you're going to find yourself improving, okay? It's the small little things, just rewiring your program. It's your mind. And although this sounds crazy to some of you, it's stuff that you need to do. The next thing that I do is that I remove all negotiables. If I know something needs to be done, if I cannot slack on something, if it has to be done by a specific time, specific day, specific location, I am at that place. I am there. I am present at that time. You cannot leave room for negotiables. If you tell yourself that you're going to the gym, you are going to the gym. If you tell yourself that you're going to bed at a specific time, you are in your bed, your phone is off, you've read your book, you've listened to your podcast, and you are asleep. You cannot leave room for negotiables. It can't be, oh, I told myself I'll go to bed at 10 o'clock yesterday. I did that, but today I'm gonna go to bed at 11, and then tomorrow I'll go to bed at 10. No. If you want to be extraordinary, you cannot do things that the ordinary person does. If you want to be extraordinary, you have to do extraordinary things. You have to be strict and extremely disciplined with yourself because you're letting yourself down. If you tell yourself that you're going to bed at 10 o'clock and your enemy goes to bed at 10 o'clock and you go to bed at 11, well, who gets the extra hour? Who has that competitive edge? Who is more rejuvenated in the morning? Who can focus more throughout the day? Now, if you really understand how sleep works, you'll understand that it is extremely important. Someone I actually recommend listening to is Matthew Walker. He's a sleep expert. I speak highly of him all the time. Listen to his podcast. He's had some with Chris Williamson, Joe Rogan. Brilliant. He has a book. I have his book. I don't read his book because I don't read, but that's a topic for another day. But the point is, you cannot leave room for negotiables, okay? When you say you're doing something or you have a goal or a plan, you have to adhere to it and you cannot cross it. And the last thing, which is extremely important, is building yourself a system. Have a plan set. Every single night I go onto my journal and I tell myself exactly what I have to do and what must be done for the next day. And at the end of the day, I get my pen and I get the green tick and I tick it off. Exactly like that. And every single tick I do, it's yes. Well done, Nathan. Fair play. You did this. This is going to get you closer to where your dreams are. You're going to get closer to where you need to be. All because you wrote it down, you knew exactly what you needed to do, and you took action on the task at hand. Now, just an extra tip that I'm just going to add in, which is another extremely important one, was making sure that I had good people surrounding me. I'm surrounding myself with people who push me, who I feel I cannot disappoint. If you can be undisciplined and damage yourself, and the people around you will not punish you for it, well then what's the point in them? How are they going to get you closer to your goals, your dreams, your aspirations? What I done was I surrounded myself with the correct people. I made sure that my environment and my surroundings are going to help me get closer to my dreams. That is the main thing. Now, the way that I done this was through communicating effectively, speaking to people, networking consistently, befriending people that I knew were in the same industry that are going to help me get closer to where I am to improve my business and myself. Now, another thing that I done was create my own community full of people who are consistently trying to self-improve, 1, make more money, 2, and grow their businesses, 3. Now, if you're somebody who wants to join this community, it's €20 a month. I made it extremely cheap and the value is exceptionally high. In here, people network with each other consistently. They develop relationships, they gain business partners, accountability partners, and start new businesses. In here, people learn how to communicate effectively, how to network with people, and most importantly, how to become disciplined, how to remove the reliance of motivation and work even when motivation is not present. Now, if you're somebody who wants to join this community, you can click my link in bio. It's called Datasets VIP, and everybody is welcome. But you can only join if you're serious about improving your life and becoming disciplined today. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it extremely valuable. If you did, I would appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe. and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.